TeresaLouise here. It's Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And sorry, I was not able to go live with you yesterday. So I thought I'd come on today for a little while and just get all caught up with everybody. So I hope everybody's doing well out there in sewing land, sewing and crafting. So let's see who we have. Uh, hey, Joe. How are you doing? Hi, Donna. I just don't get it. Why does my nose start itching as soon as I go live? I swear, it's fine up until I start going live and then my nose starts itching. I just don't get it. Oh, hi, Tammy. How are you doing? Good to see you too. Hi, Gladys. Yours does that too, Tammy. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Linda. Yeah, I just don't get it. I was watching Andrea from Arkansas gal. I think that's her name. And she started coughing every time she starts to do a video. So I'm glad I'm not doing that. But yeah, it's just the nose. So, anyway, it's day outside today, but it is cold. We had zero this morning when I got up. Zero. Is that even a degree? So, but the good news is it is supposed to start warming up. But the bad news is it might snow come Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But it doesn't look like it's going to be as bad as you guys out east. Oh my goodness, you guys. I feel sorry for you all. So I hope everybody is hanging in there, that you're warm and you have food, heat, people to help out if needed. Hey, Day, how are you doing? Okay, thanks, Tammy. Have fun quilting. Ooh, a foot of snow. Yeah, I like snow too, as long as it's not too cold. It's that, you know, wind biting cold chill that I don't like. But anyway, okay, I'm looking for my hand lotion because I have to have that. Hey, Jess, how you doing? See, we have 31. I think I'm running out of lotion. Hey, Jean. Hi, how are you? That's all I got. Well, that's a bummer. It was just barely enough. So everybody just say hi to each other. Let me see. I thought I had another. Yeah, there's a bunch more in there. But it's pretty well stuck up in there, so. the end of the bottle. Oh, that feels good. Doesn't it feel good sometimes just to put lotion on? And this is 7th generation lavender moisturizing lotion. Pure ingredients, healthy skin. I've had this for a long time. I kind of have this lotion obsession. So if I'm out shopping or, and I just happen to not have any lotion in my purse, which doesn't happen very often, then if I see lotion on sale, I buy it. But anyway, this has been a pretty good one, and boy, does it smell like lavender too. I don't know what they consider to be pure ingredients, but especially since I can't read half of the words that are on the back of this. But it's made in Canada. Caring today for 7 generations of tomorrows. Anyway, it's pretty good stuff. How was your trip, Jess? And she says, incredible. I'm missing the West Coast already. Hi, June. Oh, you just got home from your trip and ready for a nap. I bet. Yeah, I bet it was a lot nicer down in California than it was in the East. Hey, Linda, how are you doing? Okay, so I got my Sew Sampler box today from the post office. Now, if you get this and you haven't seen your box already, then please just step away from the computer, okay? Just step away. Unless you want to see it, then, yeah. It's been out for a little while, so hopefully most everybody has gotten it. Yes, traveling does take a lot out of you. I can't remember the last time I was on an airplane. Sometime in the early 1990s. I used to fly quite a bit, but hi, Deb. How are you doing? My internet went off. Dang it. Sorry, guys. Keep your fingers crossed that the internet stays on. Anyway, I'm pretty sure she's the one that got the new sewing machine. One like this. Okay, so January Sew Sampler monthly subscription box. And I always try to remind myself every time I get this to remember that what I possibly am getting is samples, okay? Samples of stuff. So here we go. Ready or not? Ooh, pretty. Bows, bubbles, and blue skies. I know my camera's backwards, but so something blue in here. They always make a really pretty cover. And on the back of these will always be some sort of coupons and stuff. So, oh, hey, you guys, they are celebrating 250 years of America. And it's a quilt. Starts in February. It looks like it is a sampler quilt, so I'll show you that in a minute. The other thing we got is a free pattern that we can download, and then 20% off of Happy Cloud batting. Now I can't show that, but I can show the rest of the stuff. So there you go. This is the sew along, and this is a free pattern that can be downloaded. And this pattern works for jolly bars. So if you don't know what a jolly bar is, it's a back quarter shop thing. And basically it's like a layer cake cut in half. So you get 5 by 10 inch layers. Alrighty. So I have never used Happy Cloud batting. Has anybody out there ever tried Happy Cloud batting? We get a little card that gives us the retail value. Trying to remember how much this box cost me. I think it's like a little under 30 bucks and then shipping, so 35 around there. I hope that's right. Hi Marla, how you doing? All right, let's see what we got. We have part of a layer cake. This is Buttons and Bows Blueprint Junior Layer Cake. It's by Camille Ross Kelly. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it's very pretty. I'll show you the fabrics in a minute. And that's $27.98. Boy, fabric has gotten expensive, hasn't it? So you get 24 10-inch squares. They're really pretty. I would have to say that this is like my least favorite way to get fabric in this box, but you know, that's okay. It happens quite a bit. So we get these. You know, why don't they give us jolly bars more often? My favorite, of course, is the back quarters. And then sometimes we get like a half a jelly roll. Maybe that one's my least favorite. I don't know. Oh, hey, we got a full spool of thread. This is confetti cotton thread. Can always use thread. 1248. Light as a dream and smooth as a gentle breeze. Okay, this one is 60 weight, which is lighter than your 40 or 50, so that goes up. So the higher the number on the thread count, the thinner the thread is. Which is just the opposite with needles, which can be kind of confusing. So this is 100% cotton. It's Egyptian cotton. And it says it's double glazed. So it's not really white. It's kind of a cream buff you know, well, maybe ivory. But very nice. I like that. Hi, Jewel. Hey, Nikki. Oh, thank you, Linda. Yeah, $29.99 plus shipping. And I think the shipping's like $5. But you can pay extra on your shipping so you can get your box faster. Some people do that, but all right. So happy to get that. Okay, we got a little sample pack of that batting. This is a 80-20 silky blend, 80% natural cotton, 20% superior polyester, machine or hand quilting up to 10 inches apart. That's good. So in case you didn't know this, it's not recommended that you pre-wash batting. Don't do that, okay? Please don't do that. You'll have a mess. So we got 6 squares that are 8 by 8. All right, get my paper scissors out. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the half layer cake for sure. Ooh, that's nice and soft. So we must have some sort of project in here, these, right? It's kind of thin. I mean, I can almost see through it. So if you are new to quilting, or maybe you just didn't know this, most of your battings that you get have a pimply side and a smooth side. And if you are free motion quilting or long arm quilting especially, the pimples go down. The smooth side goes up. Sometimes I have done it the wrong way, and you wouldn't think that it would matter, but it does. It'll pull this up with your needle, and you'll get the batting pull up into your fabric. So because this side doesn't have a shim over it, the pimply side, whereas this one is flatter, and a lot of times it'll have like a shim over the top of it. So this side doesn't pull up through your fabric. That is what I have found. Anyway, so we got 6 of these pre-cut little samplers. Hi, Kathy. That's okay. You're not late. All right. So I'll use those for something. I'm not sure what yet. Okay. Little bubble quilt as you go table topper pattern. There's a template in here. Okay, this looks like a cathedral window, I think is what they call it. And here's the template. And this is a paper that you peel off, so this will be clear. And I have never made one of these. but I would like to try. So this is a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive. And I'll have to read through here, but has anybody ever made one of these? All right. Now, this kind of irritates me. Would you assume that this project, all this stuff was to help you make this project, right? I mean, that's what I would assume. So the stuff in the box should help you make this project. So the supplies that you need is one solid charm pack or 36 5-inch background squares. Okay. Now, normally we don't get background, you know, with these projects, so that's okay. However, your main fabric that you need is 36 5-inch printed squares. Okay, that's fine. You know, you'll have to cut this up into 5-inch squares. No additional fabric needed for binding or backing. The notion you will need is the little bubble quilt by the Fat Quarter Shop. Backing. We recommend one pack of 10-inch squares of 80/20 Silky Blend Happy Cloud quilt batting. Okay, so what did they send us? 8-inch squares. So maybe they didn't get the 10-inch ones in stock, and they had to send us 8-inch. So you'll have to cut your own batting squares for this. Anyway, so yeah, that can't really use that for this project. Somebody made an error. Hi, Polly. Hi, Geraldine. Hey, Katie. Hi, Terry. Yes, small project in between big quilts. Yes, definitely can be fun. So Polly has done a cathedral window quilt. She has it on the bed. Hi, Christy. She's made a cathedral window, but it didn't use batting or a template. Yeah, I've seen Ellen. Sorry, you guys. I keep having problems with my internet. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Geraldine says, oh my, this was the first Sew Sampler box I've gotten, and sad to say, I was a little disappointed. Yeah, I have to say I'm a little disappointed with this box too, but I really have enjoyed all the other ones this past year that I've been getting. And, you know, I think I'm still going to try this. I just won't be able to use this batting, but you know what? I could use this for pot holders or bowl cozies or something like that. And my pot holders and bow cozies I don't necessarily use 100% cotton, everything, so it can go in the microwave. I don't put those things in the microwave. So, and I don't give those, I haven't given any of those things away or sold any. So if I was going to make them microwavable, I would put like a little tag on the outside that says, you know, microwave safe or something, right? So you would know. Hey, Nancy. So anyway, I do like this quilt or fabric designer. I do have some of her fabric over there. So this will go over there with hers. And then when I get enough of her fabric, then I can just make a nice big quilt. And it is very pretty. And I love getting this. All right. And then our block of the month looks like that. So that's nice. I do think they should have given us 10-inch squares for sure to be able to do this project. But I think I will put this in my give it a try. Even if I just make a couple squares, you know, try it out, right? The cathedral window quilt is on my bucket list. So anyway, that's all that's in the box. That's it. I've never used this thread before. This is by Riley Blake Designs. Has anybody ever used this? I can never find the spot to open these. I think I might have. This might be a good thread to use on my foundation paper piecing since it is 60 weight. Kathy says she hasn't yet. Hi, Suzanne. Hey, Brenda. Oh, how nice. Her daughter and her have been quilting all day. Such a happy mama. Awesome. Yeah, the big spool of thread is great. I want to try it. Now, one thing I have noticed, if you have a machine like mine, where yeah, I don't want to cut my thread. I might be able to get it open one of these days. Hey, Mary. Oh, wow, Polly, that is heavy. 3 to 5 layers of fabric. It's a heavy quilt. Wow. Okay, it says this thread is made in China. Of course it is. All right, I think I got it. Was anybody timing that? This also would be good for hand sewing, hand quilting. All right. Oh yeah, that is really thin. A lot thinner than the one I have on there. All right, so what I was going to tell you, my brother's sewing machine is kind of like the old-fashioned way of threading, and it has 3 loops right here. So the lighter weight thread that you use, you have to use all 3 of those loops, and that helps with the tension. If I use like a 40 weight thread, then all I have to do is use 2 of these loops. And let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. If you can see right there. Yeah, it's really thin. So my thread comes up. Now, if I need, in fact, with this thread, since it's 60 weight, I might go through both of these on the top and then come down, and then it has 1, 2, 3 holes right here. So you loop those around, and then you go through the tension disc. And that helps a little bit more with the drag, drags the thread a little bit more. So the lighter your thread, like 60 weight, definitely would use all 3 of those holes. And that way you won't have to mess with your tension disc so much. Now with your newer sewing machines, like I have a Viking, and all of that is automated, and supposedly it will sense the size of your thread and make its own adjustments. There is a way through the keypad on it to adjust the tension manually. But honestly, I really prefer kind of the old-fashioned way. There's a lot less to mess up. The other thing is you could always put a netting over the top of this, or some people use a sock, and that kind of helps slow it down. Also, you guys probably already know this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. When they put the thread on where it goes this way and then that way and this way and then that way, you want to make sure that it comes off of your spool standing up. But if you have the old-fashioned spool of thread, like this one, oh, is that right? Did I say that right? Yeah, like this one. No, I'm sorry. It's supposed to lay down. Okay. Oh, yeah. So on your new machines, not on this one, but on your machines, it's supposed to lay down and come off this way, like that. Right? But on your new machines, when you have the old-fashioned spools, you need to stand it up, and it comes off this way. Yeah. It's hard to do on this machine, but on my Viking, if I stand it up like that, it doesn't work very well at all. I like my brother better than the Viking because I get a better straight stitch out of it. And I've had a lot of problems with the Viking that I kept taking it in. And they just never was able to fix it. And I kind of got tired of it. It was in the power cord. So I have to hold it just right for it to work. So I might try this with my FPP. Because it's nice and thin and it's cotton. All right, so that was the box. So sorry I couldn't come on yesterday. We have a pellet stove in the basement. Supposed to help, you know, heat the house. Plus it's backup if our electricity goes out. And the auger quit working. So the auger is the little machine. It's kind of like a corkscrew, and it pushes the pellets up and drops them down into the burn pot. Well, that auger quit working. This is the second time that has happened to us. Seems like almost, you know, every other winter the auger quits working. Right in the middle of winter, which is not a good thing because we need to have backup heat around here. Otherwise, all we have is a furnace, electric furnace. Well, I do have propane tanks and a propane heater buddy. I could hook that up. And I would if all else fails. So I couldn't, you know, just leave Brandon to do that all by himself. He, you know, he's getting older and it's pretty hard on him to do that kind of stuff because it's really at a bad angle. Both of us were just totally burnt out after working on that dang thing. So we ended up having to buy another auger. So I don't know how long that's going to take to get here. But I think the other thing we need to do is go through all the electrical connections and test them, and then put some electrical silicone stuff on each connection, and that'll help make sure that everything is connecting properly. But another big job. I'm kind of waiting for it to warm up a little bit more downstairs, and then I'll crawl behind the dang machine because I'm a little bit smaller than Brandon is, so I have an easier time getting into places. Yes, of course it stops when I need it. So anyway, I'm also thinking, since we keep those augers keep going out, maybe there is some sort of electrical thing going on. I don't know. I need to call the manufacturer. I know the machine is fairly old. Yeah, I think it's like, I think they put it in here in 2011. So yeah, I hope I don't get stuck back there either. I mean, we could pull it out, but the darn thing's pretty heavy. And yeah, I don't, got about that much room back there. So you got to kind of go like that, or over the top. So then you're hanging there like this, you know, trying to do stuff. Hello, Eastern Oregon. How you doing? So that was my day yesterday. I thought I would get it done faster than I did to where I could still go live, but that didn't happen. Anyway, that was my fun day. hopefully we get that part this week and we can get that fixed. All right. I'll set this aside for now. So I was, let's see, what day was it? Saturday, I think. Yeah, I think it was Saturday. Live with Katie, Greenland Quilter. Is that right, Katie? Are you still there? I think we were live. And Andy from True Blue Quilts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Saturday. And yeah, thanks, Katie. Yeah, Mary, there are good things and bad things about a pellet stove. So the one thing I can say, it's a little more convenient for the pellet stove, but those bags of pellets are like, 40, 50 pounds. I mean, you could scoop your pellets out of there and not lift that whole bag and dump into the bin. Like my stove will hold 3 bags of pellets. So, depending on the temperature you want, I mean, that will last 3 to 4, 5 days, which is great if you are, going to go out of town overnight. But I really hate leaving that pellet stove unattended because sometimes you never know what could go wrong in that hopper, the burn pot. Could overflow, and then you got this big mess and all that. If you can't install it yourself, be sure and get somebody that knows what they're doing and that it's ventilated properly. Because if it's not getting the proper airflow around everything, it makes a really bad mess. Okay? Worse than a wood stove. I mean, you'll get black ash floating up through the air. And maybe the pellet stoves are better nowadays than the one I have. But, I was going to have my sewing room downstairs. But I get so much little black ash in the air. There's no way all of my fabric would be black. So in some ways, I wish I had a wood stove again. And I would just pay to have my wood delivered and have it split and stacked. I really miss my wood stove. Plus, you can cook on your wood stove. You can't cook on a pellet stove. Now, some pellet stoves I saw, you can cook on those. But anyway, I just think about what you really need from your stove and whether it's worth it or not. And, a ton of pellets around here is about $250 to $280 for a ton, which you can get a cord of wood for about the same price or less, depending on what kind of wood you want. The pellets used to be a lot cheaper as a fuel than, but they have just gone up. And we use redwood pellets. So they just keep going up. So it's like, I don't know, $4 to $6 a bag. I don't know. I just miss my wood stove, mainly because, you know, you can cook on it too. Oh, nice. I would love it if I had an old-fashioned kitchen stove. That would be great. If I was going to stay here, yeah, I would like remodel my kitchen and definitely put in a, like, even just a small wood stove upstairs would be great. But definitely I would have to pay to have somebody, you know, bring in wood, because I think I could still do it, but I don't think Brandon could. We used to go cut firewood all the time. It was a lot of fun. It was one of our fun activities. Anyway, I was live with Katie on Saturday, and we were talking about doing a project together for February, for Valentine's Day. And so I'm going to go over and get the link. Hi, Crafty Witch. How's it going? And let me get this. It is a free pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. It's called Made with Love, and it's a wall hanging. And let me copy the link here real quick. It's really cute, and I'll show it to you in just a second. Let me do this first. So we're thinking about doing it next Saturday on her channel, and then finish it. I'll finish it over on my channel. If we didn't get it done, then we'll finish it on Sunday. So there's the pattern. Hi, Kathy. Like I said, it's a free pattern. So the only way for me to show this to you is like point you at the laptop. I'm totally old school, you guys. Oh, you got it from New Hampshire? All right, let me bring this back up, and then I'll go back and read that. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. So right here it says love. It is 17 and a half by 32 and a half. Says love, you know, and then it has a little spool in the O, and then it has these hearts here and there. So really cute. Free. And, you know, I was looking around, and my goodness, Fat Quarter Shop has a lot of free patterns, a lot. So there are other ones for Valentine's Day stuff over there too. if you don't like that one, you could look at one of the other ones. So. Okay, making supper and listening. Okay, Kathy. We bought it from a company in New Hampshire from just seeing the picture for about 5K and another 5K to ship it to Eastern Oregon. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. Wow. So I'm going to download that pattern. The other one I was looking at was cherry something. It's really cute too. So I'm going to download that so I can see what kind of fabric we need. And then I talked about doing the block of the month with Missouri Star Quilt Company. And you could go check that out too if you're interested. It is like $34.98 a month. And I don't know if that includes shipping or not. But, okay, it's a beautiful quilt. I don't think I'm going to do it because I have like 2 or 3 block of the months in the closet that I have not finished. And I have all the fabric, all the pattern, everything. So I really should do those before I start something new. Really, really. I know. I should. Okay, I don't think that downloaded. Let me try again. Okay, I'm going to save as. My computer is so slow. I probably should have done this here, but I wanted to see the. All right, it's coming up. I'm going to save it to my desktop is what I. Okay, while that is saving, try to go back over to the chat. Really, you guys, you should see how slow this darn thing is. It is a dinosaur. Come on. There. All right. I'm thinking about that quilt, but I am going to make a wish. Oh, yeah, I should go look at that one. Bye, Norma. Thanks for coming. Hi, Terry. Social light. Oh, yeah. All right, I should go look at all those. Let me see. All right, I'll go look at that one. And Make a Wish Haven pattern. I think isn't the social lights like a mystery, or is there a full picture of it? Yeah, that's the nice thing about it, Kathy, is it donates to Make-A-Wish. Hi, June. Did I say hi to you yet? I'm sorry if I didn't. It's a free pattern every week. I really wish I could get rid of these pop-ups. Hi, Melissa. Terry did a video on her little bitty snowstorm. 16 inches? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm going to have to watch that. 16 inches. Okay, I'm going to go grab those Block of the Months. All right, yeah, there is 3. I can't believe that I have 3 Block of the Months. I don't always feel so organized, Terry. But yeah, I mean, it's got all of the everything in it. So does this one. And then there's this one. Okay, I know this one is the oldest one. Okay, so maybe I should finish it first. Now, these were from my local quilt shop, and those 2 and another one I bought all in the same year. I have no idea what I was thinking about. Like I could really do 3 Block of the Months. And this one, it's got to be like 5 years old. And I did start it, but I didn't like their instructions. But the fabric was, you know, really pretty fabric. Here's the more of the blue. And then it had Here, I'll show you. It's blue and yellows, which I just love, blue and yellows. So here's like the yellow, very light yellow. Here's a light. Isn't that pretty? And then here's the dark. So those are the colors. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So it's blocks like this. And it's called Are We There Yet? That was the kit. I mean, you could get it in a kit or a block of the month. Called Are We There Yet? And it was designed by Karen Schneider at www.annaleanna.com. And let me see if there is a finishing. See, they're all still in their month. I don't think some of them I haven't even opened. So I'd have to get organized. So yeah, I should do this one. All right. These are all the months. And then it came with binding, ooh, this one's pretty. So this was for the binding. This is for the inner border. And this was for setting blocks. Isn't that pretty? And this was for the outer border. Look at all that beautiful fabric just hanging out in a bag in the closet. So one of these somewhere has got to be the finishing. Nancy says, wish I was so organized. Hey, Missy. Messy, messy. I was on the opposite end. I liked my room organized. Believe that or not. If Mom needed something organized, she knew the kid to have do it. And my mom was pretty organized too. She liked things clean. Extra for month 7. See, this stuff isn't very well organized here. All right, let's see. That's week 8, 6. See if I can find, I want to see the finishing pattern. Okay, there's 9, 10, week 7. Yeah, I need to finish it for sure. Week 4. Well, I hope I have all of the parts here. Let's see. 11. So I should get a project box over here. That's what I'll do. Week 1, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I've done some of them. $13. All right, there's fabric scraps in there. Okay, so I might have to get a hold of them because I don't see the finishing. 1. Oh, this must be 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. But I don't have, you know. I wonder where that is. How to put it together. Maybe it is in week 13. Nope. All right. I think what I will do, so that means I'll have to put it together myself. You know, layout. I don't have the layout. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, okay. Here's the bag for week 2. Getting organized in front of you guys. And I'm going to guess that this is all week 2, so I'm just going to get it all wrinkled. All right. Let me go get a tote. Okay. When I have a lot of stuff like this, this is the kind of tote I like to use for my projects. So they might start out in something like this, right? Okay. That way I can just put all of this fabric on the bottom, like so. And then I can just stand these up like this. 6, 7. Okay. So I can I'll just lay those down there. Now these blocks are I think 12 and a half. Yeah, 12 and a half. So once I finish a block, I can either put it in a drawer. If I have an empty drawer, when I do have an empty drawer, so I could lay the block here so it stays nice and flat, or I can hang it on a curtain or a clothes hanger that has the little hooks on it, you know, like what you use for your pants, and then hang it in the closet. Or I can put it in one of my other project totes. All right, so there's that one. So I think that might be definitely something. I think that might be. I'm going to work on it. But not today. But I do have it organized. Okay, I got to get them back. These were scraps, so I'll put those in there. And then I buy these big bags. I think they're like 2 gallon. And you can get them, you know, at the grocery store, right? Those are super handy. And I'll just put it over there. Just like that. Yeah, 2 gallon. Thank you, Kathy. Good Stuff says, I only have a couple of more wonky UFOs to finish, and then I can concentrate on serious stuff. Yeah, and that will be like my last you know, last on the list. But let's look. All right. This one was called The Walk of Fame. And I'm not going to start it, but I will show you the fabric because it's pretty. And you had to have a special ruler to do this. And I did get the ruler. It was a triangle squared ruler. I'll show it to you in just a second. But, you know, it kind of looks like crazy, huh? But the fabrics are really pretty. They're kind of almost solids. I know. But they're not, okay? So here, this is really pretty. This is kind of like on the purple side of, you know. This was for the inner and outer border. But see, it's got little teeny stars all over it. And then the fabric, it's all the same pattern. So yellow on this really pretty pinky color. And then here's a blue, more like turquoise. And then this gray. That was a center border. And I hope I have the all the instructions for this one. So this one or the next one will be in the line. Okay, so there's some more colors. I think this was the starting. So here's the white for background. Some more. It was a very bright, it's a very bright quilt. And I think this was, yeah, this is the background, which has those little stars all over it. Mona put up a video on the snow. I have to go watch that one. All right. So, let's put these in there. So I'll have to get this one all organized. But for now, it'll just live in the closet all together, and it'll be the next one in the queue. Yeah, so here's all of, still quite a bit. So here's some colors. This one was called Walk of Fame. Most of these all have that star pattern on them, but there are some, they're solid, but not. I mean, they have a little bit of texture to them. Like this definitely reads solid, but it has kind of a little bit of a marbled. And here is purples. Definitely from afar it'll read solid. So Hall of Fame, so they call this a Paul Newman star. Here's the colors. And then there's the block. Paul Newman. Joan Crawford. Elizabeth Taylor. She gets to be purple. Richard Burton. Clark Gable. Marilyn Monroe. Hers was purple too. Gregory Peck. Lauren Bacall. I like that star. Cary Grant. So, like I said, I got these at my local quilt store. I don't know if you can still get these in a kit or not. Let's see. Here's some Rock Hudson. Well, it's called Walk of Fame. The Walk of Fame. Trying to find one that has like the information on it. Let's see. Audrey Hepburn. Shirley Temple. I don't see the finishing paperwork on this either. So, I'll have to get hold of the quilt store and find out, but I'll do that. I'll go through this again and just make sure I have everything I need. And then, sorry if that's noisy, make a list of the things I need and then get a hold of them. Because I'm usually pretty good about keeping all this stuff together. All right, here's the next one. And this one is really heavy. This one, oh, I was going to show you the ruler. Let's see. I think we had to have 2 rulers. So there's this ruler for that Walk of Fame and this ruler. Obviously, I haven't used them. They still have the stuff on them. Nah, I don't want to break them, so I know where they are. They're with my rulers, right? I'll leave them with the rulers. Oh. I think my battery's dying. God, I had it on 100% before I started. Yeah, the names are a blast from the past. Yeah, they do a lot of stars. I love Shirley Temple too. I still like to watch. Oh, there's one on Etsy? Oh, thanks, Jean. Okay. Around the Block Quilts by Carmen Geddes, Geddes. This came with a border panel. All right, so here's the book. It's by 10 sisters. And you actually get quite a bit of different patterns in here. And they show quite a bit of different quilts. So it comes with this stuff. And you iron your fabric right onto this. It's sticky, you know, and it has little squares on it. So you set your fabric on those little squares and then iron it down and then sew. So now you know why it's still in there. I wanted to try it. So this is the pattern that I got. It's right there. So I should have everything I need. Yeah, and it shows you here's another quilt. That's the one on the back. That one is quite busy. That's very old-fashioned. So here's a better picture of the one I got. It'll be a lot of fun. I just don't know about ironing those onto that panel thing, you know. So it looks like a pretty good instruction book. Some cute stuff. And the fabrics are very 30s, I guess. I'll show you. So, has my name on it. My other name. So each month it comes with the fabrics. And then it comes with, now this is fusible, all right, with a grid outlined on it. So one side is smooth, very lightweight, super lightweight. But this side has the grid marks. And it is, I'm sure it's 10 Sisters. Yeah, 10 Sisters, easy piecing. And this is for one of the borders. So you have to cut your squares into 2.5 inches. So you would lay this down on your ironing area, put your little squares where they're supposed to go, and then press that down. And then you fold it and sew it. They give you the layout every month. And then you sew each one of these together. So it might be a little complicated. That was month 9. Okay, so I have all of that stuff. Like I said, I think the fabrics are very 30s. And I have some of these fabrics from a different project that I was doing. It was another quilt block of the month. There's a fabric. Some more of the fabrics. Use extra grid from month 4. More. This is the outer border polka dots. Cute. All right. So, do you guys really think I should do another block of the month? Because will it just end up in the closet? Is that noisy? Probably. So, back in the closet with this one, but I will do it eventually. Did anybody ever do this one? let me see. Around the Block Medallion. Yeah, that's what that one's called. Around the Block Medallion. All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have time for... I have another quilt that I need to take it all apart and put it back together. That's kind of my priority. And then I need to work on my long arm again. So I got some other priorities going. Yeah, I could do one on Sunday. I kind of would like to do, like, I don't know that I want to do that horse anymore on Sunday. I'd like to pick free projects so that if you guys want to do it with me on Sundays, that you would be able to do that. But yeah, also have a UFO day and would be good. Anyway, so let's see. I'm going to put that. Yeah, that's why I put that Valentine's Love project out there for you guys. If you want to do it this next weekend, we could have it ready by, you know, Valentine's Day, or, you know, for the month of February. And it's a small enough project that I don't think would take much time. So it's called Made with Love. It's a free pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. All right, so then on Saturday over with Katie too, I was working on a UFO. It was the foundation paper piecing, the tiger. Do you guys remember me doing the tiger? So I'll turn the camera around and show you. It's hanging up on the wall. But let me go turn the light on over there. And I'm just going to put these back. All right, so the tiger is a foundation paper piecing, like I said. This is a Violet Craft pattern. Violet Craft. And so I have, you know, I thought I had all the little pieces ready to go together, but I don't have them all done. But I did get quite a bit sewn together Saturday. And then I have my fabrics are in one of these. And I picked my own fabrics They do give you a color chart and what colors they use. But I just went through and picked fabrics from my stash. And then what I do is they give you a color chart, right? I cut those little charts out and I stick them to these bags with the fabrics I'm planning on using for this. If you've ever done paper piecing, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about. So, and then you end up with a mess. So, but I do have some of my fabrics in, so I know that, you know, which fabric this is and where it's supposed to go. All right. And then more, same thing. This is fern color, and on and on and on, so forth. I picked my own fabrics because I didn't want to just use solids, which is what the pattern called for. I wanted to use batiks and other cotton fabric. So most of my, or a lot of my tiger is this color. That color, and let's see. I don't see my other orange. Must be in a bag down here. Anyway, a different orange that's not quite as patterny as this one. But this one I used in the mug here. And then the other orange I used around the head. So I'll show you that. And I wanted to make all of my leaves a different color using batiks. So here are some of the leaves. So all of these are ready to, you know, sew together. Yeah, this is quite the project. It ends up to be a pretty big quilt. The Tiger Abstractions by Violet Craft. And this is the color chart that I was telling you about. So you get all kinds of stuff. You get the whole pattern, all the paper pieces. And I'm going to move the camera over here and then turn it around so you can see the design wall, and then you can see what I have done so far. So get ready. There you go. So that's area is where I work on the horse and where I have all of my batik fabrics. And yeah, that's the tiger. And you can see I've used different, let me see if I can get closer. Whoop, sorry, okay. There you go. You can see I've used different fabrics. Like right in through here. is all a different fabric than this fabric up here. And then each leaf is a different color. And none of it is solids. So. So there you go. There's the progress on the tiger. All right, I'm going to flip you back around. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, if I get it, I'm hoping to enter it this year if I get it done. I think I should be able to get it done. If I could just spend some time up here. Right? Yeah, more than halfway done. And then the quilting, if I can get my long arm to work. I've had Susan's quilt on my long arm for months now. And every time I try to start quilting on it, it just keeps skipping stitches or this or that. But it works fine when I do it on a practice piece. No problem whatsoever. As soon as I go over to start quilting something, it starts doing something different than it's supposed to do. So I don't know. I'm almost thinking about taking it off and doing it on my sewing machine. Hey, Rita. Yeah, I just come on unexpectedly since I didn't come on yesterday. I don't know who's live now. Am I stepping on somebody? And I'm going to go here in a few minutes anyway. So I think Lynn from Soft Squares. No, I'm not. Okay, good. Hey, Willa. How are you doing, little girl? Little Willa. Yes, I do think it's difficult. The one that's in that book. Yeah, I think it is difficult or time consuming because you're cutting everything into squares, 1.5-inch squares, and then you have to iron them on that fusible and then sew. So I don't know. I'll let you know when I get into it. I have never done that technique, and that's one of the reasons why I picked it, because I wanted to try it. Because I thought, oh, if this is easier, this might be a good thing for new quilters to do, right? But definitely going to have the book or a pattern to go with it. So. No, there is enough room for everybody. That is true. That's true. And there's always the replay, right? What? What's going on? Do you need to go outside? That's usually the only time that she bumps me like that. But I'm pretty sure your dad's up. Do you have to go potty? Do you have to go outside? No? What is it? What do you want? Tell me. Tell me what you want. can you talk? Usually all I have to do is say, you need to go outside or you have to go potty. If she does, then she'll, you know, run that way. Okay, watch your feet. You have to go outside? It's got something going on. Did Daddy go for a walk without you? He might have. Because he'll leave her behind if she doesn't act like she wants to go. And then he leaves, and then she wants to go. That's not my fault. You should have gone with him. She wants some loving. Yeah, that's true. Oh, you did, Messy? Yeah, the world comes to an end if they get left behind. Alrighty, you guys, it's almost 5 o'clock, and so I've been on for a couple of hours. I'm going to let you go and see what this girl needs. I'm thinking she needs to, you know, or maybe she just wants lovings. That could be it. She's a very lovey dog. When I'm sitting on the couch, she gets up on the couch and lays right next to me. I mean, I cannot go anywhere without her going with me. I'm to the bathroom, even when I'm going to take a shower, or, you know, when I go to bed, or if I'm going to take a nap on the couch. Doesn't matter where I go, does it? You follow me, don't you? Yeah. And our other dog, Annie, she follows Brandon everywhere. So I've never had two dogs that are so bound to one or the other person. You know, usually our dogs have been happy with either person, but these two dogs, this one is definitely mine, and the other one is definitely Brandon's. So, I mean, we all get along, you know. And if I go someplace and don't take her, then she pouts and she just goes to bed in the bedroom. She has her own bed, you know, and she'll stay in there all day until I get home. So, okay. Oh, yeah, well, I thought it was Misty. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe don't you have two channel names? Messy Miss and Misty something something. That's so funny. Yeah, we had a cat, and my husband, his whole family were not cat people at all. And we picked up a stray cat one time, and at first it was going to have to live outside. Well, that lasted about a day because the poor little thing was injured. So, I couldn't have it be outside like that. So it came in the house, and then it got to come and go as it pleased. And my husband just got used to the cat, and they became great friends. And that cat would follow him all over the place, just like a dog. And as the cat got older, it got more lovey. It would want to sit on your lap or, and cuddle and get pets and stuff like that. And so the cat would just sit on Brandon's lap until Brandon got up. So, yes, love the fur babies. Okay, thanks for joining me, you guys. I had a lot of fun. It was great to see you, and stay warm, and blessings to you all. Hope you get to do some sewing or some other crafting thing. And you guys take care, okay? I'll see you next time. Bye.